Hi everyone. Before I start off by going into depth what has been really happening to me the past days, and I can imagine some souls resonate very deeply with this. I want to start off with thanking you all so much for your warmth, appreciation, and love after yesterday's message. It really touched my heart. I know I need to give myself the juice to do what I love to do, but I'm going to explain to you guys why I have been projecting yesterday, and I really feel this and see this very clearly right now. I have been projecting a pain onto what I am doing already for, I think, 2 years right now, making videos. Is we are at the moment channeling some very deep Christ energy, because as well Saturn as Neptune are around the anorectic degree of Pisces, and then we also had the solar eclipse on the 29th degree of Virgo, which is the opposite axis of Pisces. So we have been compressed in this Christ wound. I have been feeling the Christ wound so deeply. And what is the Christ wound about? The Virgo Pisces axis is all about service, is all about wanting to work for the greater whole, working towards unity, wanting to provide service for others. And my chart is packed with planets that are on the Pisces Virgo axis. That's why service for the collective is such a big deal for me. It's my passion. But what I have been experiencing in my early life, but also in past lives, is a typical Christ wound. I have been stabbed in the back lots of times by doing service, providing service to others, working towards a greater whole together, a certain vision. And when it gets too gnarly, when it gets too real, when it gets too difficult, being stabbed in the back. I have had past life regression experience back in the days when there were still swords and shields. I was fighting together with a group of souls for a better life, a better living circumstance. And we have been fighting together literally for years. And at one point, it got too real for the group. And I got left alone when I got incarcerated and killed after that, executed. So there is a lot of traumatic debris on being of service for society. And I know in this lifetime it is my path to be in service. But what I did after that experience in I think it was the Middle Ages, I withdraw. I just went onto a spiritual ascension journey only with myself, retreating from society, being in hermit mode, isolation, and didn't give a rat's ass about what was going on in the collective, and have been doing that for quite some lives, which was also a very fruitful lives, because I got to raise my frequency to a point where my presence became very strong. Only past life I started to give back, but I was still too much in pain and apathy for the collective. So I felt I didn't do my job the way I wanted to do it when I came back to Earth. So I feel very clearly my mission in this life is to transmute this trauma on being stabbed in the back, as Jesus Christ did, and Jesus Christ. He was a master by saying, forgive them because they don't know what they do. And I've experienced this in this lifetime also multiple times, where I stuck my neck out for the greater whole, and as return I got stabbed in the back. Very, very painful situations I have experienced in this. So maybe some people who have had lives of service and walking the path of Christ, so to say, may find themselves digesting and transmuting karma and trauma on having aversion against others, having aversion against sticking your neck out. And I feel that in this lifetime, and especially during the eclipses, I have been needing to let go of this trauma. There's a lot of it on my heart, a lot of sadness and anger towards that, and I have been projecting this in the here and now. I realize now, and that is not fair, because I should see this new journey with a blank canvas. My former journeys doesn't mean this will become the same kind of journey. And even if it will, there is a lesson for me to learn in it, that as you guys already reflected me back, you do this for yourself, Bo. And that's true. I breathe channeling just like I do breathing. It's so natural to me, and I feel this is just as it is. I'm not saying it's my identity, because I'm not about identity anymore lately. I don't know who I am. But it is what I seem to be doing, and I have been doing that for already all my life. As a child already, I have been doing it, and not to everyone's pleasure. But it is just ingrained in me, just like breathing, just like certain things I seem to be repeating, like nature or cooking for myself. It's just it's become a part of my natural structure. And so even if the shit hits the fan and I get barfed out and spit out by the collective, it's onto them. And I need to realize that the reason that I'm here is not to become friends with everyone. Being a curse breaker, you cannot be friends with everyone, since the majority of the collective is still asleep. And that resistance that I have been meeting in past lives, but also in this life, has kept me always going, being in limbo with the service. And that's because I haven't been able to really completely transmute the pain of being hurt by people who were still asleep, who couldn't walk the extra mile, who even fought my light because I was starting to shine too bright for them. It was too much of an attack to their own reality. And coming to terms with this has been quite a challenge for me, to say at the least, to become my own authority, to not be reliant on the recognition and cheerio bow, you know, you go and you did that, guys, which I'm very grateful for, but I shouldn't have projected this. I shouldn't have. So yeah, I'm clear about my path. It has been very clear already all my life, but as I said, the past week, 2 weeks, have become a little mushy and misty, certainly because of Neptune, where I have been challenged by God to see if I have the strength and the perseverance to hold my own despite of what the whole world is doing. So I have gone through some big testing, and I must say this eclipse season has made my direction stronger, and I'm very grateful that I had, although it was a projection, that I've felt safe enough to put this on the table with you guys, and that you dealt with this in a very respectful and loving way. So much gratitude.